Hello friends, in this video I will show you how can we use frames and frameset in HTML. Frames and framesets in HTML are used to divide our web page into multiple parts so that more than one pages can be displayed on the single HTML page. This is a very good thing. And how can we create the frameset? Frameset can be created. Frameset is basically a container in which we can put our frames, and the frames are the container for our web pages that can be displayed in a frame. We can use more than one frames in a frameset. So we are going to create a frameset in which we define how to divide the frame, how we divide our pages. So we can divide our pages in one of the two way, either rows or columns. If I want to divide my page into rows, we can use rows, and if we want to divide our pages into columns, then we can use columns. So how can we divide? Let us say I am going to divide my pages into two parts, 50% and 50%. So let us see. One more thing you have to remember, that whenever you are going to save your data, whenever you want to save your data, you need to create a folder in which you have to place all your files. So I am going to create a folder, say demo, and within that folder I am going to save my file with the name mainframe.html. Now let us see the output. Launch in Chrome, and you can see nothing is displayed and my screen is not divided at all. Why the screen was not divided? Because we haven't provided the frames. Let us create two frames. So when we create two frames, first 50% area will be captured by this frame and second 50% will be to this frame. Look at this. This slider can be dragged easily, but by default the screen is divided into two pages and two parts, and in this frame we can display any kind of web pages, and in this frame we can display any kind of web page. So how can we display the pages? One more thing I want to display. If I use calls, what will happen? Let's see. COLS. If I change it to calls, then you can see this is divided into vertical columns, 1 and 2 columns. If I use let us say divide some different configuration, 30% and 40% and 30%. I don't want to use dollars. Save. And one more frames we need, copy and paste. Let us see. Now 30%, 40% and 30%. This is how can we use the frames and within the frame set. So how can we refer any page into this location? So there is a source attribute of the frame in which we can refer any kind of page. Let us create a new web page. I'm going to create a new page, the head and the title, first page, let us say home page. Let's say home page, and within the body I am going just mention h1 tag home page demo, and I'm going to save within that folder with the name home.html. and now look at this. I am going to display home.html, and let us see. Look at this. The content of that web page is displaying here, and if you want to place some more thing, like I want to display the same page in this area also, home.html, and look at this. We can display more than one pages. We can refer any kind of page reference so that we can display it within the frame. So I am going to display a meaningful example. So how can I am going to open the Paint and I will display you what I am going to do. I will create a page that will be divided into two parts. This will be the header. I will display that header, and then I will divide the page into this way. This will be my header. This will be my header, HEADER, and this will be my let us say this will be my main area, and this is my navigation link area. This is my nav link area. So here I will put my anchor tags. Whenever I click on my anchor tags, it will be displayed as there. First of all, we need to create the layout of this frames. So how can we do that? I am going to create a frame set. Look at this. I am going to update this form. Rows is first of all rows. Why? Because my external container is divided into two parts, one frame and then another frame. So two parts. Let us say my top portion is divided into 10%. There is no need to calculate how many portion remaining. We can use star for the remaining portion, and let us see what will happen. Oh, nothing happens. Why? Because there is no frame. Let's see frame, and again there is a frame, and look at this. 10% is, I think this is not good. 20%. Let us see. Look good. So we can see we have divided our page into two parts, but this frame is not a frame, but it is divided into two parts for columns. So the first frame is my header frame, and second frame is my this below the content area. So what I want to convert this frame to frame set. I convert this form to frame set. Why I converted this one? Because this below form is divided into two parts, and we cannot divide a frame. We can divide only a frame set. So calls into 20% and the star. Again the same thing. There is a frame and there is a frame, and look at this, what will happen now. Very good. You can see. Now what we have to do is that I am going to place my header here and navigation link here, and this is the name. Clear what I want to say? This is my navigation frame that is displayed here. This is my header frame that is displaying here. This is my navigation frame that is displaying here, and this is my main frame that is displaying here. So how can we do that? I am going to provide the source for my header frame, and this is my main frame. I am going to provide the source for home.html. Look at this, what will happen now. Run my main area. So here I want to display my header. So what I do, I am going to create a header and the body part, and directly we insert the h1 and say welcome to my website. I am saving this file as a header.html and call this frame to file to header.html. Look at this, what will happen now. Good, welcome to my website. And this is my linked area. How can we do? I am going to create a link section, HTML body section, and anchor tag href, and this is my home page. I am going to copy my links, and look at this. This is my products page, this is my services page, this is my about us page, and this is my contact us page. Fine. I am going to save this file to nav.html. I am going to save my file to nav.html, and I am going to display this within the nav.html. I am going to save it, and look at this, what will happen now. Okay, we have to use br, line breaks, br, and br and br. Look at this. Fine. So we have created our, you can use style also if you want to provide. Let's say I want to provide style for my this one, text decoration to none, and font color to blue, and that's it. I think looks better. Font family to Vardana, and font size to 20 pixel. I think good, it looks good. So, and one more thing, border bottom. No, border bottom is not be great idea for this one. We can use padding. We can use padding for the gap. I say 10 pixels, and look at this. Why? Because again the same thing, we have to convert it to display. So for the demo purpose, I'm not going to go in so much details. So this is my links, and how can we achieve what I want to do? Whenever I click on home, this will home page will displayed, product, then product page displayed. So let's create some more pages like my home page. Control A, copy and paste. This is my product page. Save, and product.html. and one more thing, I'm going to paste it, and this is what the services page. Fine. And one more thing, paste, this is my contact us page. Contact.html. and the last one, paste, this is my about us page. This is my about us page, about.html. So in my navigation bar, I am going to mention my links, HTML, and in my product page, product.html, and in my services, href4 service.html, and in my about us page, about.html, and this is my contact us page, contact.html. Save it. Let's do. When I click on product, oh my god, this is not what we basically wanted. So what I want to do, whenever I click on this one, it will be displayed on my this frame. So how can we do that? I will provide a name to my main frame. Let's say main. I am providing the name to my this frame as a main, and whenever I am going to referring my this one, I am going to provide the target element, and within the target element I am say my target will be main. That means the page will be displayed not in the same page but in the target element, target frame. Target frame is what? Whose name is main. Main and main. And let's see what will happen. I'm going to product, services, about us, contact us, and whenever I click on this one, I can say we can display any kind of page on this one. Stick. So basically what we want to do is that these frame sets can be used to divide our web pages, but they are not considered as safe, and they have been deprecated in HTML5. Basically we use iframes in place of frame and frame set, and I will discuss the iframes in our later video. Please, thank you, stay connected, and bye bye.